Hi there guys, welcome back to another edition of the DC Wikis YouTube channel. I am the Wiki of Feats, and I'm here to give you guys a quick tutorial on where you should start and where you should go on the feat menu, what you should split up into different sections, and stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get onto the feat menu where I'm going to show you guys all these feats and what order to really focus on at an individual rate. So, your very first section of feats that you should work on is exploration. Exploration is going to be the easiest feats you're going to do in the game. Once you've reached level 30, you should be able to fly around the map or run around the map, however you want to describe whatever your movement mode is, and get your exploration feats. After that, you should move on to general, where you can get the barrel feats, the 100 hit feats, opening up treasure chests, and stuff like that. A lot of these feats you're going to get once hitting level 30, so it's not a big deal. Of course, leveling up your artifacts, that's going to be on you. There's also the collectibles feat, where you can go back and get all your investigations, briefings, and collections in open world Metropolis and Gotham, and in the instances of the alerts and raids. Now, those are a little bit more grindy, so if you want to put your time into getting those 3 50-point feats, you're going to be spending hours upon hours getting that done. But if you want to get some skill points, I do advise you to work on any and every feat that you can. Tokens of Merit is an RNG feat where you got to get a random victory token to drop from an instance in which you can no longer get source marks. Source marks are usually from the tier that you're at and one tier down. So if you're, for example, at tier 3, you should be able to get victory tokens at tier 1 by then. So what I'm saying is you shouldn't really focus on this unless you're going back and running old DLCs. Don't worry about that. Races can be done as you're leveling up because it does offer XP to help you level up, and they can also be done after you've hit level 30. These have, of course, 50-point feats, 25-point feats, and 10-point feats that are very simple to do. Renown is really only developed at this point in the game by doing your solos and popping your renown booster boxes once you've collected enough renown. This is an easy way of getting these feats. All you gotta do is reach 6,500 renown, and then you're good. Then you move on to solos. If you missed any feats from the solos, which include level 4 to level 30 from the Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman missions, which I advise you to do all of them, every one of them, then you can get these feats. A lot of these feats you can get in the tier 1, tier 3 solos, and the tier 4 duos if you don't have the specific mentor for Wonder Woman, Batman, or Superman. Whichever one you choose, you don't have the other two. So you can usually get those feats between those 3 tiers. Tier 1 solos, tier 3 solos, tier 1 duos, and tier 4 duos. Other than that, you can get these at level 30 while you're leveling up, or you can go back once you've reached a high enough CR and just one-shot everything. Then there is the duos feats. Yes, I know I skipped a few. Go on down to duos, and these are going to be one of the easiest feats you're going to do. All you got to do is complete the 7, I believe. Yes, 7 duos that are on this thing, and complete them fast enough in order to get a 10-point feat. Then you also have the hideouts where, of course, one of these feats you're going to get whenever you try to do the speed feat, and the other you just got to be patient. It's a waiting feat. There's also the feat for finding ambush bug in 4 out of the 5 tier 1 duos, and then completing 500 duos. Alerts, you move on to that next and complete every alert in the game from the level 10 to level 23 alerts, Area 51 to Bloodhaven, and then you move on to tier 1. and then tier 2, and then finally tier 3 is where you'll run your last few alerts and get the 50-point feat for that. Some of these alert feats you'll have to run a couple of times in order to get, but you'll figure out which one those are once you've finished all the alerts. Then you have raids, where you're going to be going in at tier 2, level 43, well, CR 43, and completing a lot of these feats as long as you have a high level DPS to carry you through it. After that, you'll go on to tier 3, and that's CR 53, and once again, a high level will carry you through a lot of this stuff, and you'll get a ton of these feats as well. So, once you've completed all of that, start leveling up, getting your CR up, and go to episodes. Episodes, you're going to need either the episodes themselves or legendary membership. If you don't have legendary membership, I really do advise you to get it because it's really the only way you're going to progress in this game anymore. The event tab is helpful, but it is not an effective way of getting your combat rating up to max CR. Finally, once you've gotten to episodes and you've gotten your CR up to a comfortable level, that is up to you to decide what a comfortable level is. Go back and start working on feats, including from Fight for the Light all the way down. Try not to worry about feats that you have to be there for hours upon hours in order to get, like, for example, the Lightning Strikes feats in open world. And the Battle for Earth duos. Those are severely grindy feats, and they're not important. They're only 10-point feats, so you can move on. You can go back and get those once you've gotten a ton of those feats. Well, a ton of the feats that you've gotten before. Last Live is a PvP feat. If you're into PvP and you really like the PvP in this game, go ahead and go for Last Live. Same for people that don't really do PvP, but if you're not that into it, skip it for now. You can go back, and a lot of people offer trade wins, which will allow you to just, well, it's in the name, trade wins, in order to get these feats. As you're going down through the list, once you've ran all of this stuff and you've gotten the feats that you could get on the first try, narrow down which ones you can get again on one run that may require some mechanics, and build a group for those kind of feats. And once you've reached back at the CR that you're at in whatever episode that you're in, continue to increase your CR. You want to try to keep your skill points and CR as close to humanly possible, if not have more SP than CR. This is the rule that everybody in my league goes by. We prefer to keep our SP close to the same as our CR, and sometimes even higher. So that's for you to decide how much time you want to put into this game, but that's my suggestion. And like I said, that's the order in which I would do things. Once you've done all of the one-time feats that only takes you to run the raid one time, or 2 times maybe at most, then you can start going back and doing this stuff. Seasonals you're going to have to do whenever it becomes available. For example, the Christmas seasonal just ended and the anniversary event is about to start. So, anniversary event's going to be where everybody's going to start working on the anniversary feats. I, for one, need all of them. I have never done the anniversary event. This is coming from a guy that calls himself the Wiki of Feats. So, I'm going to be having a ton of fun with this new anniversary mode and every feat that's going to come with it. And also, once you've done that, start focusing on feats that are more, I guess you could say, RNG. Legends PvE, you can only do the feats on there if you have the Legends characters, which means you either have to do Legends PvP or Legends PvE. And build up your characters in order to get those feats. That's for you to decide what you want to do on that. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to suggest you ever do in this game because of how much of a grind you are going to take. If you don't want to have to buy each individual character by grinding out Legends marks, you can buy them on the marketplace for $5 to $10 each. Up to you. Like I said, this is that's a personal thing. Bases are RNG for the most part. A lot of these you can buy on the broker now, and if you have a ton of money, it's really just that simple. Buy them. And if you want to grind them out, find out where they are. There's websites online that show you where these base items can drop at, and just run that stuff every day. Also, style feats. A lot of the style feats you can buy now from the vendors inside the watchtower at the aquacultural area, where you can go to respec your skill points. There's a few vendors there that will take care of your style feats. Other than that, everything else is going to take time. You can't really control it. R&D feats is something you can control, but not at a rate at which you can get the feats done in a day. Same for PvP feats. A lot of those are grindy feats, and if you do it legitimately without doing trade wins, you're going to be spending a lot of time doing PvP feats. And then finally, like I said, Legends PvE is the last thing I ever suggest anybody do for feats, because it is such a grind and you have to have specific characters in order to get them done. So, without further ado, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm sorry it took so long to get that all out there. Like I said, if you want to get style feats, you can either go to the vendors that sells them for source marks, or you can run them and check out DCUO Blog Guide's website to see where each individual style drops. If you're only down to one last style for it, I suggest either buying it or running the one content that's going to drop it. Because at this point, certain style feats you can only run one thing in order to get, and then there are some things that you can run multiple things in order to get that style. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more videos on DCUO and its feats, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.